Coach, good to see you. Frangie, how are you? And Coach Kelly's going to join us right now. Busy day in his dapper Navy suit.
Look how good you look, man.
You look good. How are you?
I've been in Italy on the Mediterranean diet.
Get out of here, really?
Yeah. Gotta get out of town.
Explain it real quick. What is it? The Mediterranean diet.
Oh, it's just eat pasta, drink red wine.
It's a great diet. I'm going to try, Brian. I'm going to try that.
And hang out at Lake Como.
There you go.
Good for you.
Thanks for joining us. How are you? How's the off season been? Good.
Good. I mean, there is no off season. You get a little time in July.
Yeah.
June is crazy because you've got camps, and we did official visits the entire month of June. So, and then you just find some time, the first week or so, in July, to get away a little bit, and then, you got to keep an eye on the store. You can't go away too long.
Right. So we just had Jayden here.
Yeah.
What a great kid. Number one.
Awesome.
Number two, I love how you got in there in the big room and you said, Jayden's got to work. He's got a good guy behind him. Mm-hmm. Jayden loves that, doesn't he? He loves being pushed like that.
That's how he didn't come back just because, it's LSU and then I'm not ready. He came back because he wants to get better. And Garrett Nussmeier makes him better. Garrett Nussmeier is better because of Jayden Daniels, because he has somebody to compete against. And so when you have a 1-2 quarterback combination like that, that's a competitive advantage that we have. That other teams don't have that kind of depth at that quarterback position, so it's a good situation.
Brian Kelly with us, the LSU head coach. Look, you've done this before. You went from Cincinnati through this esteemed school at Notre Dame, but then you did it again last year in another esteemed school and great expectations, and really surpassed those. Was there ever a time when you took either one of those jobs, Notre Dame or LSU, when you looked up and go, wow, these stadiums are loud here. I heard you talk about that earlier. How did the whole thing come about for you?
Well, I mean, I think everything's time and place, right? I mean, you look at where you're at, 13 years at Notre Dame. I think I had a different mindset going to Notre Dame, is that we wanted to modernize football at Notre Dame. We felt like they had slipped. And we wanted consistency in that they were back really in terms of being relevant. And I think we checked those boxes. I didn't necessarily want to go there and have a statue. I mean, it was much more about bringing that football program back. We thought we did that, and then other opportunities become available, and you measure, where you're at versus what LSU has to offer. And we felt like my wife and I talked about it. We had one more left in us.
Yeah.
LSU provides incredible resources. You can recruit the state of Louisiana and maybe a couple others.
And you're pretty good.
Not the entire country.
Right.
We said, you know what? Let's give this a shot at a different part of the country. We're excited about coming to Louisiana. And it's worked out great.
So we were talking to Jayden. He said he had to win the locker room, win the job, win the fan base, and win games. And I'm thinking, well, BK had to do the same thing. You literally had to do the same thing.
No doubt.
So at what point do you think you felt during the season, all right, I've hit those 4 things?
Probably, I had to win the players over after the Tennessee loss. And so we stayed positive and stayed on course with what we were doing. That I think was the turning point in the season, that we kept our players committed to what we were doing in our plan. Then we won. We got the real good comeback win against Ole Miss, and then it took off from there. I think that's when the fan base said, you know what, this is going to be a pretty good football team. They play the right way. They played for 4 quarters. We overcame a 17-point deficit on the road and won that game. I think it's the great thing about SEC football is they respect you if you play the game the right way. Yeah, everybody wants to win a championship. I get that. But if you play the right way, they're going to respect you. And we played the right way, and I think our locker room then came together because of that.
Brian, final thing here. You have a brutal schedule because you're playing the SEC. But you start with a really good football team.
Yeah.
I mean, and I know that's the wave now. People want to start with a really good non-conference team. But you start with a really good one, a veteran quarterback just like you have, a good football coach who calls his plays.
No doubt.
Talk about the importance of that game. It's in our state. It's in Orlando. Talk about the importance of that game as you move toward your season. I think it's a critically important game.
The importance is that it's on the schedule and they know it. So the way they train, the way they work out, the way they prepare, their focus in camp. They know who they're playing. So all of the things resonate because of who their opponent is. They know what has to happen. So that's the importance of the game. When they play the game, they understand that winning and losing will have an influence. But if you win the rest of them, you're playing for a national championship. So it's not a make or break game. What it is a game that gets their attention and the way they prepare. And that, to me, is the most important thing.
Brian Kelly, the LSU football coach. Hey, man, thanks for stopping by. Good luck this year. We
My
sure
pleasure.
appreciate it.
Good to see you guys
Thanks, Brian.
again.
Good to see you,
Good
man.
to see you, man.
Brian,
good to see you. Thank you.
Brian Kelly, the terrific football coach at LSU.